Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Now, this interview has been a long time in the works. We met 3 years ago. He is an amazing, amazing dancer, Mike Stone, the Nutcracker extraordinaire. I should say the man, the myth, the legend. We're going full out on this interview, Mike.
Boy.
How are you doing this morning?
Very well, very well. It's always a great time to be here. I always, it's how I ring in my holiday season with Nutcracker.
I love that.
Getting to see some of my best friends and work with these kids, it's always just a highlight of my year.
Well, Mike, it's so interesting because you're a moment. You're like a main event for the Nutcracker. And I remember meeting you and we just like instant connection. And I was so drawn to you and just everything. And then watching you on stage, I remember the first time, because we had already met, I was like, wow, Mike can dance. Like, you are absolutely brilliant. You have such a gift. Now we're going to dive in. All things Mike. How long have you been dancing for?
20 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, I started right when I started high school.
Okay. And so, Mike, where do you live?
I live in Houston, Texas.
Okay. And you fly for the Nutcracker every
flew
year?
up, came in on Sunday morning and went straight to the studio for rehearsals.
I love that. And it's so neat to watch you, I should say, with the men and women that you work with. You have such a unique bond with everyone. Really looks up to you. It's pretty special to watch. I know I'm not trying to make you blush, but I'm speaking the truth. So you fly in every year for this, and it's part of, like you said, it makes your Christmas.
Yep.
It's what is your favorite? Because I know Friday through Sunday you just go straight. I've seen it. I've been there. I wanted to know, and I was thinking about this last year while I was watching you. Which one is your favorite night, and does it change year by year? Because I can only imagine every year is different. So.
Yeah, it does change. Typically, I really enjoy the Saturday evening show.
Okay.
I feel like more often than not, that's where everything really has hit its peak.
Okay.
All of the dancers. We have a show earlier in the day, and we're tired by the time we get to our second one. But I think that little bit of tired takes everybody out of their own head.
Okay.
And you can just go out and perform and give your best show, and that's inevitably what happens, especially with all these phenomenal dancers here. They show up and they show out every time.
That's so interesting, because see, I would have thought either like the opening or the closing. That's really, because you kind of get in that flow,
right? And
you're not overthinking.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah, you kind of get to enjoy riding the wave of the performance high.
I love that.
It's
okay,
great.
And how did you get connected with the Nutcracker? How did Mike come to be?
So Miss Ashley and I have been friends for going on 20 years now.
Oh, I love that.
She's one of my best friends in the whole wide world. I mean, it's a pleasure to get to come out here and help her do this every year and be a part of it. We talk every day, even when I'm not here. So getting to do this, even though it's quote unquote work, it's more just It's filling my soul every time I'm here. So
and we have to give a moment to Ashley, who is, you can't see her, she's off camera right now, but everyone genuinely adores you. And I think so often, like you're saying, so many people want to do this. Like you heard one of the young women say, she feels like a mom, like she is that safe space, she's fun, she's a delight. So thank you, Ashley, for all that you do as well. It's very, very true. Now, Mike, back to you in the hot seat. So the Nutcracker, this came to be through your friendship with Ashley.
Yes.
How many years are we going on now?
This is going to be my 4th production, 5 years. I didn't make it up in 2020 because of the COVID stuff, but I started in 2019 and I've done all of them except for the 2020 show. That
is amazing. Yeah. That is so cool. So you've seen, I'm assuming, some of the women and little girls, little boys grow up to young adults and keep on.
So the girls that are dancing the leads this year, I was watching do core work when I first came out. And so they weren't even in high school at that point. So
is that wild?
Yeah, it's phenomenal to me to get to be a part of this and to watch them grow up and get to come back year after year, because I get to see them go from, moderate level to an advanced level to just a performer. That's top notch.
Well, and it's wild too, because I should say the year before we met, I had taken my mom and dad, I believe, yes, and I was like, oh, the Nutcracker fun, Vail is gorgeous, not really thinking, and this is no shade, but not thinking it was going to be like a world premiere moment. I mean, really, it is such a high-end, high-class.
Very high caliber performance.
Thank you. Yes, very, very true. And we were just jaws on the ground. My mom and dad, I'm like, oh my gosh, these are young adults that live here. My mom was like so confused, like, who are these people? Where did they get that?
I remember the first time I came out and got to work with the kids. I do a lot of this type of traveling in and guesting work, and I was just so astounded at how professional they behaved,
Right.
the high quality level of their dancing, the amount of the respect that they have for the people that come in, like not just me as a guest artist, but the teachers that they see day in and day out. I know it's easy to, especially when
Yeah.
you're younger, to lose that a little bit, and they're always just such great kids.
Even their answers, I was thinking as I was watching Ross interview, I was like, okay, if I was sitting there, I would have been like, glitter, fairies. Like, I'm not joking. I'm like, who are these amazing young adults? But it gives me hope for our future
Yes,
because
very much.
truly, I mean, you're a little bit more put together than I was probably. But, you know, it's amazing to see them speak and just have these relationships that are really powerful.
Yes,
It's pretty awesome.
They're all so close. It is really a family at VYBC, and it's been a joy to be a part of it.
I love that. Well, it's a joy to watch you. I mean, this man can dance. You are incredible.
Thank you.
My last question for you, because I was thinking about this a couple weeks ago, actually, when we got tickets for the Nutcracker. The Nutcracker versus other ballets that you've been in, is it more difficult, less difficult? How would you kind of put it? Because to me, it almost feels like you have to take it to this level because so many people know the ballet.
Yes.
Is that a pressure, a stress?
Yes,
Is
I
that,
think
yeah.
that. I mean, it goes both ways.
Okay.
I think that from a technical aspect, it may not be one of the hardest ballets that exists in the world.
Right.
But it is always a very difficult one because there is a high production quality that has to go with. I mean, it's everybody's holiday season.
Right.
And so we are trying to be the welcome to Christmas to the winter people, and so that has to have that on top of a high level of technique. It has to have that high level of performance to it.
Yeah. That makes complete
But
sense. I never thought about it.
It's always a great time, and it's always I get asked a lot of, do you get tired of the Nutcracker? Because it is every year, and the answer is no.
No.
It's what's making me get excited for Christmas.
I love that. And does it change a little bit? I mean, I know obviously the story stays the same, but with different people coming in and leaving, is it always kind of forever ebbing and flowing?
Yes. The nice thing is that, especially with Miss Ashley helping with the choreography and creating a lot of it, is that it can be tailored. We take a general structure that is like my pas de deux, my duet, and we've tailored it and tweaked a few steps here and there that look best on my partner and on us, instead of trying to force us into something else.
So it does change.
Yeah,
so that
yeah.
keeps you kind of on your toes.
Yes.
Did you like that? I love that we're friends. Thanks. I love you. Well, I am so very excited. I heard there's very few tickets left. Is that correct?
I think it's less than 10 tickets to each show left.
Wow.
So
that is a true testament.
Quick, yeah.
I mean, gosh, and I do have to bring it back to this moment where you're like, this is everyone's welcome to Christmas, welcome to the winter, because truly, I'm getting emotional. As a little girl, my dad would take me to the Nutcracker, and I remember that so vividly. My mom would say, you guys have your little time together. And so now, as you know, a middle-aged woman, I still enjoy it, and it makes me so happy. So thank you guys for
happy to. I love it.
It's so
happy
awesome.
that you guys love it too. So.
I hope you come back every year.
I plan on it.
Okay, good. So great talking to you. Finally, I'm so
Yes,
excited.
yeah, so happy to be here.
If you want to get one of the last tickets, you can head on over right to the Valar, get one of the last tickets, and I hope to see you guys there. I will be there Friday and Sunday. And keep it right here. We have more Good Morning Vail to come.